Hi class, welcome back. Hope you had time to watch that other video on my introductory statement. This is going to be a walkthrough, the screen walkthrough of the course, how it works, mechanics of it. Hopefully a good leg up on uh, your experience with this course. So this is basically login screen. After you've logged into your My BYUI screens, and this is what you see. Something similar to this. So you have an iLearn link. So when you push that iLearn link, then you get this page up here that looks similar to this. And you'll have a list of courses over here on the right. And the one that we're interested in for the Pakistan class is the Section 15 of FDN 211. So when you push this image here, then this is the screen that then comes up. And when you log into your course every time, I'd encourage you to look at these announcements on the left. Right now there's only one. The oldest one will always be on the bottom and the newest one on top. So you'll see the newest one when you log into the screen. So I encourage you to always know what's in those announcements throughout the whole course. So on the right side of the screen, you have some quick links here. We're not gonna use those. We're going to use the contents link here in just a minute, and a basic calendar in the next 6 or 7 days of what's going to be happening in the course and then in the upcoming lesson. So we're going to concentrate on going across these main menu items here to help you know what's behind them and how to use them. So content, pretty self-explanatory in terms of a word as table of contents for the whole course. Down here, down the left side, you have the list of all the lessons, and then there'll be sublinks when you push on one of those lessons. So I'd encourage you throughout this your get to know you type exercise of this course that you push a link and then you look at everything that's underneath it. So when we look at overview, then this is how you get a hold of me. Not very long, just basically phone number and how we're doing. So course schedule: today, tomorrow, next 7 days. That'll always come up no matter which day you plug it in. So after we get started in the course, then you're going to have something in each one of those three fields. You can get this full schedule for the whole course if you want by pushing the full schedule button, but usually it concentrates on the next 7 days. So here's a table of contents for real. We're going to go to welcome screen. And just like I asked you to, I'd really encourage you to start at this top one and move down the list. I won't take you very long to work through these. Some of them are not new to you, university policies perhaps, but I'd still encourage you to review them and concentrate on what's there for the next couple of days. Saturday, Monday, maybe even part of Tuesday. When you come into the course, you make sure you get through these things. Instructor resources, not much there that need for success in the course. Kind of some background if you want to look around in it. Course resources. This discussion boards underneath it, and it talks to you about discussion boards, general instructions, how to lead a discussion, and so let's poke the discussion board general instructions here. Just go a little deeper. This is what it looks like when you post it, break it open. Here's my first opportunity to talk to you about back buttons. Don't use back buttons when you're using this iLearn 3. Use this trail, this history trail up here to get back to where you want to go. If you use a back button, sometimes it'll get you to the back. Sometimes it'll get you to a menu item farther up the list, which is not what you want. So always use this history map trail to get back to where you want to go. So course schedule, let's see, where are we? Course resources, BYI devotional, there's a link for the current devotional. So let's go to Pakistan Research Group. This is an imaginary group, of course, but it's a way to organize a class. There are 3 main projects throughout the course performed by your group or the Pakistan Research Group. Case studies, topic presentations, and futures project. These 3 projects right here constitute 60% of your grade. I'll give you an idea of the weight behind them. The topic presentations is an individual audiovisual product that just you individually, one person, produces. The case studies and the futures project are group work. When you select a group for the case study, then that same group will then work on the futures project. The difference is the case studies is a basic research paper. And in that research paper, I'll just give you the clue now that I will be expecting footnotes. If you should be using pictures, there should be references for those pictures where they came from. And I'll be checking grammar and logic and whether you've really spent some time organizing a paper or not. The futures project is a kind of a hybrid between the two. It's an audio-visual project, but it's group. So each of you then voice your part of the project and then sew it up together and present it as one project. Again, and topic presentations and futures projects, the visuals, I'll expect to see either the references on the slide to which the reference refers, or a list of references at the end of the presentation. So again, references all over the place. You get somebody else's ideas, I expect to see a reference as to where it came from. So this is the general information on that Pakistan Research Group. Kind of an overview, perspective of what you're doing. This writing and collaboration is a good link to follow and go see what's behind it. So each lesson is organized the same: introduction, readings, discussion board, assessments, conclusion. You'll want to touch every one of those in every lesson and understand what's going on. So after a while, let's go like to lesson 7. And by the way, the lesson 7 also equals the 7th week of the semester. But it begins 9 days ahead. So you can work ahead on these lessons if you want, because they're available, like I say, 9 days ahead. So, but when you look here for lesson 7, quite a list. Notes, if I want to leave you some notes on the lesson, then that's where I'll post them. Every one of these lessons has this discussion topic, questions and conversations. If you have a question that doesn't need answering maybe on that very same day, then post it here, because when I reply to it, or other students say, hey, I had that same problem, or I had that same good thing happen, it's available to the whole class. So I'd encourage you to use this. There's one of these that's unique to the lesson in each of the lessons. So, okay, so let's go to discussions just a bit. Here across the top, again, discussions there's different types of discussions that will be done. We talked about questions and conversations. That's always there for every lesson. You can see every lesson has that as a selection. Quizzes, there's various types of quizzes. Some of them are just the reading quizzes. I Am Malala. That book is an awesome book, great autobiography of Malala. And so there are quizzes down here, reading quizzes each week, starting week, let's see, week 2. First reading quiz on that. And in the lesson themselves, it tells you which chapters to read and that kind of thing for that. So there's other kinds of quizzes. They're referenced within the lessons themselves, but this is where you go under quizzes to then take the quiz. Assignments are basically those 3 projects plus some others of preliminary submissions. This is where you go to submit them. So within each lesson, you'll be posting the presentation within the lesson, and there's a place to do that for everybody in the class to read. But to get a grade, you need to come back to this same place each time and then post your submission. Even for group work, you might think that only one needs to come back here and submit it for the group, but that's incorrect. If the group of 5 on a case study, then each of the 5 needs to come back here and submit the very same file for grading purposes. Calendar is there's a couple different ways. You saw the schedule that we talked about before. Here's a graphic, pseudo calendar you can look at. But you'll see here, for example, on this item here, lesson 3 is available. So we're starting on January 8th, but already you will have access as of the 13th to lesson 3, which starts on the 22nd of January. So that's your 9 days ahead. So I encourage you that if you're going to be gone for a weekend somewhere for some reason, that this is a way for you to avoid missing deadlines, is to work ahead as you plan ahead. My grades, that's a way for you to go and look at your grade currently. Course tools, you look at list of the class, and now I'm going to switch to make sure you're going to be seeing the very same thing that I'm demonstrating to you.